Hey guys, my name is Caesar.
My name is Mia.
And welcome to another episode of our podcast. Yeah, sound effects. That's right. And we're here to talk about whatever comes up in the situation of our lives. And that's a weird way to say it.
Yeah.
But we'll start with what we do. We're going to start with every week, which is a fit check. Why don't you go first?
Okay. Well, today I look a lot better than the last episode. That's for damn sure. Because the last episode, I did this horrific thing where I straightened my hair. Never again. I have curly hair for a reason.
Okay. I thought it was just the rain.
Yeah, the rain. All the rain in sunny California right now. No, but it is raining tomorrow.
Yeah.
No, I just have beautiful natural curly hair, and I'm bringing it to you on this episode and every episode after this.
Yeah.
But today, it's a little mix of everything. The shirt I'm wearing underneath is like a jersey t-shirt. I think I got it from where we work. This sweater that I'm wearing is my mom's, and it's vintage Urban Outfitters.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
Like what year?
90 something.
Oh, wow.
That's vintage now.
Yeah.
Can you believe that?
That's crazy.
You're vintage.
Yeah.
Wait, actually, I'm vintage now too.
Yeah.
I think it's anything 20
I thought it was
20 plus years.
No.
What?
Well, what's retro then?
Under 20 plus years.
Oh, okay.
I think so.
I thought it was like 30.
Where's our producer? I'm like, oh, okay. It's 25. Okay.
Either way.
Yeah, either way.
Let's just consider ourselves vintage.
Right. It'll make a more interesting setup. And then the pants I'm wearing are Boy Scout pants. So I have the body of a 12-year-old boy is basically what I'm getting at with that. And then my shoes, I just got at Salvation Army. My boyfriend picked them up. I don't have to follow the Samba trend anymore.
Nice.
They're Nikes, Nike Tempo. So
that's cool.
I'm starting a new trend.
Yeah. Nice.
And that's my outfit.
Stepped it up from last week.
Yeah, 100% stepped it up from last week.
I am wearing this Trasher Huff collab jacket. I really like it.
That's dope.
And then on the back it says Trasher Huff. And then just a Vans long sleeve tee. And then the necklace I told you guys
The
about
infamous necklace.
And then I bought a ring for the first time. I'll probably have to post a picture of it. But it's like an Obey ring. And my coworker told me that it is from when they used to make jewelry. So that was cool.
Obey, sponsor us.
Please. That'd be amazing. Oh my God. And then I am wearing the black Dickies that I wore last week. And then I have my, how do I even show them? Oh, there we go.
Yeah, just stick your leg up.
They're Vans.
Looks good.
Vans with flames on them. And I've never seen those. I've even tried to find other ones and I've never been able to find any other pair.
They chose you.
Yeah, they really did. So that's it. I think we did a good job this week. It's just tough to have this show now because on the other show that I do, I don't talk about the clothes I'm wearing. I just wear it, and it just feels good because I'm like, yeah, that's just an extra feature, you know.
Right.
Yeah, I'm talking to this guy who's really good at music, but when they cut to me, I look good.
Yeah.
You know. But this is like focus, so now I have to like think about it.
Yeah, you do actually have to bring it. Which, granted, we're both just stylish people anyway, so whatever we wear, we're just gonna look good no matter what.
I have a lot of imposter syndrome just around that. Still.
Of just like putting on a good outfit?
Yeah. Sometimes I'm like, is this really me? But then I'm like, if I'm wearing it and I feel good in it, then yes.
Yeah, I feel that. I think I'm starting to feel that more because this is definitely something I would wear every single day. Just like cool pair of pants, t-shirt. I feel like I always wear like a cardigan over it.
Yeah.
And then just like a pair of sneakers. But then like when I'm trying to transition into my new kind of style that I want, I'll put, and it's a little bit more feminine.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, ooh, are you feminine enough to be wearing that skirt right now?
Yeah.
But, you know, I think everyone kind of has that when they're playing with fashion and stuff.
True. Yeah, because some stuff I would feel more comfortable in. Like, not this outfit I do feel good in, but like there's other outfits where I'm like, yeah, this I can wear all day and I will not feel that imposter. And still stylish. Like, I still feel good about it.
Mm-hmm.
You know? So, yeah. But one thing that is not stylish is the Zara.
Yeah, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it because those... So yesterday, me and my boyfriend, we went to LA and he bought 1,000 pounds of clothes.
Oh, damn.
1,000
I saw his story.
pounds. It was insane. We looked through all of it. And I'm going to tell you right now, those crinkly pair of jeans that you sent me this morning, probably like 10 bags filled with at least that crinkly, just like stiff pant. Like I can't, and we already know the ones that they're selling at Zara are probably not, they probably don't feel weird, but they look weird.
They look so weird.
They look so bad.
Yeah.
I can't, but the thing is like, it's kind of the, what do you call it? Like road of fat, or like the trickle down theory. And so it's like, it's obviously like a designer made those pair of pants. And like, then Zara was like, oh, that was genius. That one hit. We have to recreate that.
Like, let's take a break after this because we can't come up with any better ideas.
Exactly. Like I want to know if people are buying that and what it actually looks like on.
How do you rock that? Like,
right. I feel like you just look dirty. You look lazy. You're like crinkly and wrinkly, and it's like, that's not cute.
Do you think it was like an evolution of like, you know, how people wear the, like we were talking about last time, the paint covered pants, and like, it's just like to make them look really, really bad because that's the style, is to make it look worse and worse. That? Like, where is this going?
Yeah, where does it end? Like, what are we gonna, like we talked about, you know, we kind of made the joke of how pants literally looked ejaculated on in those Carhartt pants. Like one of these days, they may actually result to that idea of actually hiring a man.
No. You're saying go all the way and make it authentic.
I just don't know what else could be. Like, what happened to just classic denim?
Yeah. I don't know.
Never hurt anybody. You always look good.
But that's where you push the boundary and you realize, oh, did that boundary really need to be pushed? Not really.
Right. Yeah, absolutely not.
It's okay.
Yeah, it's okay. You actually don't have to try that hard. Yeah. There's some things you can miss.
Exactly. All right. So moving on from that, because that was bad. That's horrible.
So bad. Horrible. Awful.
We're going to talk about last year and this year. What do you wanted you put down on this? What was your intent of putting down this segment?
I mean, I feel like coming into this year, like I haven't even really given thought about what I want out of this year. And I feel like I'm pretty good at that always, of like, it's the start of the new year. I never like to be that bitch where it's like, new year, new me. But like, I do like to, you know, write some things down. And I remember in the beginning of 2023, I had just graduated from esthetician school and I got my esthetician license and I was fully set on becoming an esthetician. That didn't happen.
Where did that, why, what happened?
Well, I mean, I got a job at where we're working now and I went into the mindset of like, and it was mainly because I was unemployed for the last few months of 2022. So going into 2023, I was like, hey, I'm broke. I need money. And yeah, I remember seeing the ad on Indeed and was just like, cool, I haven't worked retail in a while. I may as well just get back into it. Went into the mindset of being like, okay, you know what? You're going to treat this as a job. This is just a part-time job. It's fun for you. And then the way that 2023 went, it just fully did not go into that smaller mindset of just treat it as a job. It's chill. It's fun. It's going to be good for you. You're going to make a little money. Yeah, no, that's not how it went for me.
It evolved a lot.
Oh, yeah. And fast. Yeah. Like in that year, I was able to move through so many different positions. And we kind of talked about in the last episode, but that's why I moved out of Orange County. I got a bigger position at a store in a city and thought I was ready for it. And granted, I think I was at the time. Like, I think I was ready for the idea of it. But then so much stuff just came out of it. Like, the city I was living in just wasn't good. And I just think, yeah, I don't know. I came back after 4 months of being there and it's so weird how you think that you have such a plan in the beginning of a year and then so many things happen to get you off the path that you intended for yourself. Like, where were you at the beginning of 2023?
Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing. I learned that lesson, and that's why I didn't have a plan. I mean, I did have a plan because, like you, in 2022, I was unemployed for 6 months, and I was trying to find a job, and then I stumbled upon this job that I have now, and I was like, "Oh, this is cool." And same thing as you. Like, I wanted to treat it as just a job because it was fun, and then I was like, "Oh, I really like it here. Like, I want to stay for a long time." That's why we don't even talk. We don't name it because we're trying to protect that position. And then. When I started like really getting involved in the job, I was like, well, now for 2024, in terms of like having that kind of job, because for me, it is a job and I'm invested in it and I really enjoy it, but I also am moving towards other things in the career that I already have, which is this podcast stuff. Like my radio show is like, we've evolved because we have the studio. And so for me, I'm like, I'm happy just going with the flow because right now things are going really well for me.
For sure.
And that's what happened in 2024. I just kind of went in it with all right, we'll see what happens from here.
Right.
You know? And there's been ups and downs, a lot of ups. So the few downs that there has been, it's like, I can handle it. It's all good.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. In the beginning of 2023, I was also like pretty bummed out just because most of 2022, I was trying to get my esthetician license, thinking that that was going to be my career. And it very well could be still one day. But yeah, then I just got so invested in this and remembered how much I loved it. But I think also the biggest thing that I learned at the end of 2023 was I have this horrible habit. And most people, when they're going to listen to this, aren't going to be like, that's literally not bad. That's a good thing. I just always have this need to never stay in the one place. Like, I'm constantly looking for change and I'm constantly trying to excel to the next level. But it's almost in a way where I want to beat myself constantly. Where I'm like, okay, you made it here. Can you get to the next level? Yeah. Can you do it better than what you've been doing? Granted, I can because I'm a very hard worker. Yeah. But also, since I was so young and I started working, work became a hobby. Nobody's hobby should be work. Literally from since I was 15 years old.
You put your whole self into it.
Yes. Yeah. Always. Just always loved the job I was at. Always tried to excel way farther than I should have, being so young, and I still am so young. And again, I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing, but then it comes with so much pressure on myself, and I'm already my harshest critic. Yeah. And it's like, oh God, just stop, just chill out.
Just relax.
Just relax. So then going into 2024, I literally just moved back home 2 weeks ago. It's only been 2 weeks, which is insane. But I think
and look at you relaxing. You started a whole podcast.
But also at the same time, I don't know how to relax. I'm back part-time at this job and I love it. I love that when I'm at work, I don't need to tell people what to do. Not that I ever needed to tell you what to do. You're already capable of knowing. But I wasn't in charge of all of these things.
It wasn't on you.
Yeah. Right, exactly. It's not on me anymore, which is really awesome. But then when I have all this downtime, I'm like, wait, your hobby was work. So now you need to develop new hobbies. Yeah, literally, I'm having a weird identity crisis of oh God, you actually need to have hobbies now. And so I think this is a really great start. But I'm also trying to get back into so much stuff that I kind of abandoned for a really long time in terms of I love fashion, I love clothes. So I literally just bought a sewing machine again because my dumbass just got rid of my old one. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to go be a store manager. I don't need this anymore.
Oh my God. That's funny.
That's not the case. Don't get rid of stuff because you're going to go get a job opportunity. Yeah. But yeah, so I bought a sewing machine. I really want to, I want to start creating. I used to be a singer. Don't do that anymore. Should I throw one down right now? Throw down a track.
Throw down a track right now.
But yeah, I feel 2024, I don't really have any intent on necessarily writing anything down anymore because knowing how the last year went, I just feel like it's not going to be disappointing, but I'm going to be bitch, you didn't relax all of 2024 and you literally said that you were. So now I feel I just need to kick back and just let it happen.
Nice. Yeah. I think that's the best plan. I used to, and it is tough because sometimes you make your whole job your identity, and then you're like, well, what am I outside of this? And it took me a while to figure that out. But it could be anything. Me and Carla, we can agree that we've been married for a while, and somebody can become your entire life, and you're like, wait, I need to find a world outside of just in general. So it's just about not putting too much of your energy into one thing. Obviously, you give your job the attention it needs, just like you give a relationship the attention it needs, but you need to find yourself in that too.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, how are you feeling now going into 2024 since you've just claimed that there's been so many ups? Are you on the up still?
I think so. Yeah. Mentally, there's always ups and downs just because not the imposter syndrome, but there's a way, literally if you're depressed, that thing's going to hit you no matter what.
Yeah.
And sometimes it overcomes that. It overcomes me and I'm like, oh, damn, I can't do something for a day. But it's rare, but because of the fact that everything that I've been doing has been so fulfilling, everything, even going to work is fulfilling, doing a podcast is fulfilling. There's nothing that I don't do things that I don't care about now. So it feels good to at least have hey, I'm doing what I want.
Yeah. And I think that was my biggest problem is I was doing things that were fulfilling me, but then like my job fulfilled me. But then outside of my job, I didn't really do anything that fulfilled me. So I was just like, okay, I feel like I'm wasting time, even though I'm like not necessarily wasting time, if that makes sense.
I mean, I don't know how, I understand what you're saying, but at the same time, do you think you'll ever be filled? Because I do this and I do my job, and I have a freelance job where I edit podcasts for people, and I still feel like I could do more.
Right. And and that's going back to what I said. Like, I feel like I'm constantly always trying to do more, but the only difference that I need to do now is I need to take it outside of work, and I don't need to put that much time and effort that I did into my job. Like you said, like when you're there, by all means, put in the effort, put in the work. That's what you're getting paid for.
Yeah.
But then outside of it, and I feel like when I stepped into that higher position of being a store manager, and let's also keep in mind, I was I moved to a new city by myself. It was the first time I ever moved out before. I was long distance with my boyfriend. I was away from my parents, the rest of my family, my friends. Like, I didn't really have anyone building me up at work. And then I would go home to my hole of an apartment, 250 square feet of just like cave.
And you didn't feel safe.
Right. Didn't feel, no, I
Trying to figure out how to say that.
Well, granted, like I mean, the people in the city, before I moved to the city, people were telling me like, oh, why do you want to move there? Like, it's just gotten so bad. And I was like, no, it hasn't. It's fine. Got there, and granted, like the first month or two, I didn't really like see the aggression, the violence that people were telling me about it. And then it just got so bad. And then a week before I was coming back home to Orange County, my apartment got broken into.
Oh no.
My apartment, well, I guess I should say my apartment building. My apartment didn't, thank God. But my apartment building did get broken into. I'm a very heavy sleeper. So when this happened, like I think they threw like a brick through the front door. God. And I just heard glass shatter. In my mind, I was like, and also my apartment building was so quiet. There was only like 11 people. It was really, really small. I never heard anything, not a peep. And then all of a sudden I hear this glass shatter. And I'm like, oh shit. I'm like, that's weird. I feel like I've never heard anything before in this building. But whatever, maybe I actually thought there was an earthquake and just like a shelf like fell over in somebody's apartment and all this glass broke. And then I kept hearing everything run around. I kept hearing my doorknob like rattle a little bit. I heard like scratchy on my door.
Oh my God.
And I was right next to the back door, and I heard the back door slam really, really hard, and everyone was like running around. And then the next morning, I was a little discombobulated. I like kind of thought it was a fever dream. Again, going back to I'm such a heavy sleeper.
Yeah.
Checked my email, and someone who lived in my building sent me an email and was like, hey, just want to let you guys know we got broken into last night. Everyone on the first floor, they tried to break into your apartment, and I was living on the first floor.
Oh my God.
And then I walked out of my apartment and my door is completely thrashed. And then I walk out into the lobby of my building and just open window.
Damn.
It was so... Definitely got to experience that.
That was a sign, like, all right, I'm doing the right thing by going back.
Luckily, I was already going back home, but
Yeah.
And it just seemed so weirdly targeted too. Like, I was living on a pretty busy street. It's like, why?
Why me?
Yeah, why us?
Yeah.
God, we went on a tangent there.
Yeah, that was a dark. I mean, it's scary though.
But moral of the story, like you had asked, do you think I'll ever be fulfilled? Yes.
Oh, yeah. Half an hour
yes,
ago.
Yes, in a sense. I think I'm still trying to figure out what I need in order to feel fulfilled for this time in my life. But yeah, for what I just experienced the last 4 months, that was 100% not fulfilling. And I think that's the biggest thing that still eats me alive. Just like, recalling the situation is, for so long, I wanted to be a store manager and accomplish that. And I feel like I did. Even in the 4 months, I feel like I got a lot of stuff done. Yeah. And that was definitely recognized within the company. But yeah, I don't know. It's such a lonely, like no one really tells you like, oh, going into this, it's a really lonely job. Because it's not like you can like, be buddies with your coworkers. Like, you
it's
have
not right away.
Yeah.
And again, if you're the manager too, there's a boundary to you have to
Right,
set.
for sure. And so, and with that, it's like, I think a lot of people didn't really try and befriend me either, even though we were all the same age. It was a really, really young group of people. And I think in the back of their mind, they were always like, she's our store manager. We can't do anything. So it's like, I didn't really have anything outside of work. So then I was just constantly stressing about work.
Yeah.
So yeah, to answer your question, that didn't fulfill me, but I'm still trying to find the things that fulfill me for sure.
And I think your story is a good example of people that, like, you know, you did it, you went out and did it, and then you came back, and now you have the opportunity to, if there's something else that comes up that you want to try, like, you can do that.
Right.
Like, even like a lot of people don't even take the chance to be like, all right, I'm going to move to a new city and try it, because they're going to wonder for a while if they could do it or not. And you did it, and maybe it didn't work out, but like,
still did it.
Yeah, you got a long time.
And it took me like a second to realize that, because automatically, of course, I was like feeling failure. Yeah. And so I was like, wow, I just moved my whole life. I fucking told everybody that I was going to go do this. Now I have
See
to
you
like,
later, suckers.
Right, exactly. And so then I was just like, God. And then, but I'm also like a firm believer of everything happens for a reason. And so like, you know, I'm talking to my parents about it, and they were just like, well, why don't you just ask your landlord if you can move out? And I was like, okay, I can do that. I can change my mind and come home. And they were like, yeah, like if they say no, then, you know, sucks. Then yeah, you do have to stick it out for as long as you can. But if you do get the green light, absolutely go for it.
Yeah.
And so everything just kind of kept falling into place. And so I was like, okay, this was supposed to happen. And I think you're exactly right. Like, I tried it. And so it's like, if you try something, you're not failing. There's a perception of failure. And it's like, okay, I didn't necessarily get to the goal I wanted. So that's why in my brain, I'm like, you failed. You fucking failure.
But you did it.
Yeah, exactly. I still tried it and I did it. And I think that's the best thing that came out of it for sure.
Well, I think the big thing from this conversation that we just had is the theme of just like cutting yourself some slack and like giving yourself the credit of you did accomplish something.
Right.
And that's what I'm trying to learn too into this year, is just, you know, be like, hey, appreciate the victories, because there's so many, especially with like the work that I'm trying to do for my main radio show, the Rodriguez Show. Like, there's so many victories, and I never get a chance to be like, yo, that was great, because I'm working on the next thing already. So just giving yourself that credit and cutting yourself some slack.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, so should we get into the next thing here?
Yeah.
The differences between us?
Yeah.
Okay. So this podcast, one of the things we talk about is that we're talking from two different perspectives here. I'm 31, you're 21. So yeah, we're not the same. The only difference I put was that I'm cool.
Oh, so you're cool.
No.
Okay. Well, in a certain sense, yes, you are so much cooler than me, and it's because we have such different personalities, and so there's a really big.
It's not because of age,
right? It's not the fact that you are 10 years older than me. It is fully because you're such a chill motherfucker. You just fucking kick back, and you do. Like, I think the biggest thing that I'm so happy we're friends is because I look at you and I'm like, God damn it. This fucking guy just goes after whatever he fucking wants, and he just does it. And I need more of that energy around. Yeah. But you're also so chill. Like, you could give a fuck of what other people think.
Yes, but not really. Because, I mean, you're getting this is me, like, the public persona version.
Okay.
Because we're in a situation where that has to happen.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of doubt in there. There's a lot of self-doubt, but I just don't.
No, baby.
Oh, God. There's a lot of that stuff, like second guessing myself, but I try to push through it, and then I try to like present myself as that person, because like I'm trying to live that. I'm trying to fake it till I make it.
Yeah.
So that's why I do this, because I try to be the confident person that I'm trying to become, and eventually there's no trying; they're just doing it. So.
Do you think there's another key difference between us other than I'm a complete spaz and you are not?
Well, no. I mean, I feel like there's a lot of probably perspectives that like the things that I'm gonna like and you're not gonna like, but those are like like this doesn't matter, you know.
Yeah.
Like, and we'll get to the hot takes in a minute. Yeah. But I think as we do this podcast, we'll learn about each other and what our differences are. And that's the point of this show, right? Is to reach across the aisle from us olds to you youngins.
Oh my God.
There's like a whole thing. I'm not on TikTok, but I feel like there's a lot of like things between like your generation and my generation, right?
Which is so funny because I'm not on TikTok either. Like
but I feel like there's friction because sometimes there is like people like guys your age are idiots.
But also women your age are idiots.
And man, everybody is an idiot.
Yeah,
at every age.
everyone is a little bit of an idiot.
That's my perception though of men in their 20s. Unless that's how they have to prove me wrong. Like
right.
That's how I see them already.
Yeah. I mean, men in their 20s are they're a whole different breed.
Yeah.
We actually shouldn't call them men. There should be another word invented for them.
That seems, I mean, it's true though. Boys.
It is.
It's called boys.
Yeah, boys.
Exactly.
I'm like, oh, genius. this revelation. Boys, not men.
Yeah. And I was there too. I was there and I was 21. I was making this and I was thinking just like you have that arrogance too of a 20-year-old person. Sometimes you got to jump in there. But you're right. I just dug myself into a hole. There is.
You'll notice in this podcast that I am always right. Mm-hmm. But you go.
You have to have that I'm invincible in my 20s to be able to have those experiences and try them out. That's my point.
Yeah.
And even now as a 31-year-old person, I'm trying to still have that like risk-taking attitude that I did back then because I didn't have anything to lose. And now I have a lot more to lose.
Yeah.
So it's good that you have that, but that's why people make dumb decisions and they don't know they're dumb until after they've made them,
right.
Although,
let's be honest, you were not a dumb boy in your 20s.
I wasn't like a douchebag, but I mean, I made a lot of mistakes. Like even like in romantic relationships, I was like not the best person, and I've learned a lot from that,
right.
And then just how I treat people. Like I feel like when I was first working at a retail job, like you know how I roast you as a joke? Like I would do that and like not be apologetic about it at all, and then think back now, 10 years later, about the stuff I used to tell people, and I'd be like, why was that okay for you to say that?
Those are the things that keep you up at night.
Yes. I had like a best friend, and she's still one of my best friends. Shout out Lauren. I used to say she was ugly all the time. And it was our inside joke because she was so ugly. But she's not.
You know what?
ugly.
I fully retract my statement. You were. Oh, okay. Also, you should retract your statement. You were a douchebag in your 20s.
But she was laughing too. So what?
Yeah, because girls don't know how.
And now, like, I'm horrified. I would never call somebody ugly and be like, haha, that's funny. Like, obviously.
I would hope you would not.
Yeah,
if I was the bystander in that, I would have been like, Caesar, you watch your fucking mouth right now. Get over here. And I would have been.
Because even now, like, I would, like, if I say something too harsh to somebody, even though it's not that harsh, I'm like, damn, like, I'm sorry. And they're like, what? I never even thought about that. You told me that 2 weeks ago. And I'm like, I never forgot that I said that your sandwich was weird looking or whatever,
I love how you like that little their sandwich. Come on,
I don't know. Like it's just something that does not matter that they probably didn't even think twice about. Because obviously, if I made fun of somebody's appearance, they would know like, hey, that's messed up, and I would feel bad about it.
Right.
But if it's something that they don't even care, like but those little interactions, that's what keeps me up at night. Is thinking about like, do they like me still?
Well, you heard it here. Caesar is a softie.
I'm sorry.
And he's sorry for if you are one of those people out there that he has said something stupid to.
Yeah.
He apologizes.
Yeah. And even like if I reply to somebody like with the wrong emoji on Instagram, I'm like, oh. Yeah. So I'm not as cool as you think in terms of like
never mind. Wow. I'm not even like that. Wow.
Yeah.
I think that's funny if you if you're meaning to post a smiley face, but then you actually put a mad face, and then they're like,
"What?" I'm sorry, I insulted you.
Oh God.
Yeah, we were all over the place in this one, huh?
No, I love it.
Yeah, so far so good.
Yeah, so far so great.
Okay, now I've talked about my messed up past. I really want to hear because you had told me the story at work, but I was like, I want to hear the details of it about your nickname that you used to have in school.
When I was 12 years old, I did have the name of Kissing Bandit, and I had this nickname because I would go up to boys and I would kiss them just randomly on the playground.
But that's my question is like, did you ask them, can I kiss you? It's okay,
Not
you were 12.
Always.
What?
Nobody cancel me, okay? I know this is 2024, but listen, it was different times back then.
Yeah, it was 9 years ago.
Right. When you say it like that, disgusting. What are you trying to show my age?
I'm just thinking about that. I was like, that wasn't that long ago.
No. But yeah, when I was 12 years old, I had that nickname. And I had a little boyfriend in middle school. Shout out. You know who you are.
Oh my God.
And I really hope he's listening to this. That'd be awesome. But yeah, we were together. So not only was I just making out with him all the time outside in front of all these kids who
What grade is that?
Like,
I'm trying to remember if I was like
I was in 7th
level.
grade when I was 12.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Okay. I mean, I didn't start making out with girls until I was in 8th grade, so that's not too far off. That makes 13-year-olds.
I'm one up in you.
Yeah.
But after we broke up, I would just go up to boys and kiss them.
Because you're like, I still want to.
Right. I still want to make out with boys because I'm just so good at it.
Yeah.
And he actually saw and he told. Well, I don't think he told. I think he made like a hey, look what she's doing over there. And then like the proctors, like the little supervisors. Yeah. God, those women were always fucking assholes too. They like looked over and they're like, hey, don't do that. And so then I went to the principal's office and my vice principal was like,
did she see you kissing multiple or just one?
At the time, one. Can you, like, at the same time?
No, like she saw you go from one guy and then go to another guy.
No,
and
I mean, it wasn't that insane. It was just like on a day-to-day basis.
Like, how many can I get through in this lunchtime?
Right. Which was probably like knowing my brain now and knowing the person who I am now, I probably did have that mindset a little bit back in the day. But yeah, and then my vice principal like made a joke and was like, Kissing Bandit. And then my parents also gave me that nickname because they heard that I was kissing so many people.
Oh my God.
And I actually don't know what happened to any of those people now.
Yeah.
Couldn't even tell you.
That's interesting.
But yeah.
I feel like I could tell you like the story of everybody that I've ever kissed, like what they went on to do, what they're doing right now. No, not what they're doing right now, but what are they up to?
How many people have you kissed?
Let's think. Let's see. How many girlfriends have I ever had? Oh my God.
You've only remember. Kissed girlfriends?
And then one time a girl that wasn't my girlfriend. Yeah.
So on your hands, like you can count 7. How many people.
That's what is that bad?
That's a small number.
That's a small number.
It's not bad. There's there's never any judgment here. But yeah, that's a small number.
Well, if you're watching right now and you're trying to make that happen, let me know. We can help that list.
Give him a kiss.
There you go. So then there was no consequences. You were just called that, and then that was it. Everybody was like,
right. And then I think they were just kind of like, well, my parents were definitely laughing about it because they were just like, cool, whatever.
So nobody cared about the victims in this case. Nobody was like even. They didn't. I mean,
I think my vice principal was like, how do you think that makes them feel? And I was like, good.
Why wouldn't they feel good?
Right. I'm like giving them love. I'm like giving them affection. Why would that be a problem? Well, you know,
that's like the softest way.
Right.
That somebody doing really bad things can justify it.
Right.
Just giving them love.
Yeah.
Wow.
I was just a tiny girl and I was just like, you know what? I just love boys so much. Wow. So I needed to give them a kiss on the mouth. Yeah.
Were you that person throughout your life as you grew older, like the boy crazy kind of thing?
Yeah. 100%. I mean, like I think my biggest thing is like and I feel like you and I are very similar on this, is like we have really only been in relationships. We never really done the casual dating thing, which that's a whole other episode. Yeah. But yeah, for sure. I feel like I always was just down for my next victim.
Wow.
No, you know, I'm being a jokester. No, I'm kidding. My biggest thing is like, I just love. Yeah. Like I just want to fall in love. Yeah. And so luckily, you know, in my young life thus far, I have been in love and it's pretty fucking awesome.
Feels good and it feels bad. It's all those things at once.
Yeah. But also the bad feels good. It's fucked up.
Yeah.
Love is fucked up and awesome and I love it.
I couldn't agree more. So we'll talk more about all that stuff in a future episode.
Absolutely.
I want to know more about your life but let's just end this segment by saying now you would ask first.
Oh, 100%. 100%. That is a real thing. I have obviously learned from my Kissing Bandit days that no one actually wants to kiss you that much, bitch, and you need to ask them first.
But here's the thing now. If you were now as a 21-year-old person with the experience you have now, would you want to be the person that has to go and be like, hey, can I kiss you to the guy? Or would you want the guy to be like, to do that, to make the first move?
I think it depends on the situation.
Yeah.
I think all of that is really situational. There's a part of me that's incredibly traditional where I would love if a man came up to me and was like, can I kiss you?
Yeah, like if he did it himself. Yeah.
And then I'm like, yeah. And then immediately after I'm like, bye. But I think there's also a really big part of me that's like never actually conformed to the traditional. Like I feel like I was always the chaser. And I think I've only actually been chased by one boy. I think the rest of them, I have fully been the chaser, and I've fully been okay with being like, hey, let's go on a date, or hey, let's have sex. Hey, let's make out. So yeah, I don't know. I think it could go either way.
That's interesting. Yeah, I mean, you always just went for what you wanted.
Right.
That's seems like a very you thing.
Yeah. Yes.
This made me think of a story of when like a cheerleader from my school, and she was like popular, and she asked me out, and I didn't know the whole time we were on a date until later on. And people made such a big deal about us going on to the movies together. And
if I was your friend back then, I would have been like, are you fucking kidding?
No, it wasn't until later on that's what my friends did. And I was like, I had no idea.
Also, what kind of friends waited till later on? Like,
well, because I didn't tell them. Because I didn't think it was a big deal.
You just went and you didn't tell anybody?
No, and then told them after, and they're like, what? That's
the difference between men and women, 100%. Well, again, situational, but like, I can't believe like a high school boy didn't just like tell his group of bros, hey, yo, this smoking hot. Fucking Brittany asked me out.
It's not too far from her name.
Asked me out on a date. How sick is that?
Yeah.
I'm gonna cop a feel.
Cop a feel. I mean,
like,
as a high school
what?
person, I should have taken advantage of that situation in like the way.
Still now to this day, the minute I get action, which I'm in a committed relationship, so it's not very often that, I'm doing that anymore. Yeah. But before him, even being in a relationship, I'm like, oh, you would not guess what happened. But like, even before that, like I was always like, oh yes, like you wouldn't believe who I just scored with. Like, I can't believe you weren't like bragging to everybody. Especially you just said she's a hot cheerleader. Why were you not? I
mean, it wasn't like it didn't happen. It's just in that case, I just was oblivious because I didn't think that would happen for me. Like, but you know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't have the confidence to be like, oh, she wants. I just thought we both want to see the same movie. That's good for us. And then another instance I can think of, man, I'm just going to tell you my embarrassing stories here. Another one was there was another good-looking girl in high school that asked me to be in her like quinceañera because she liked me, but I thought it was too much work, so I said no. I also didn't know her that well, but I thought that was her like saying, hey, like let's get to know each other, and I just so
that is such the difference between you and I. Not even on an age gap thing.
Yeah,
that is just
that's just life.
You are such a chill bro that you're just letting them sweep by. Come on.
I know. Back then in high school. Yeah. Now it's the opposite.
Yeah. Yo, good for you, bro. Found it.
So we should wrap it up, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we've been going.
Although we never talked about my hot take on.
That's what I'm saying. We should wrap it up with your hot take.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're 45 minutes in. This flew by, didn't it?
Yeah, it did. It really did. Well, Caesar got mad at me because a Foo Fighters song came on the other day at work, and I said that I didn't like Foo Fighters, and Caesar got mad at me and was like, "Whoa!"
I almost ended the podcast right then. No. I think that's what made it. I wasn't mad at you. It just made me sad because. The Foo Fighters...
Because Dave Grohl died.
And stop joking around about that. That's sad as well. Dave Grohl, I hope he never dies.
Dave Grohl didn't die, but I thought that he died.
Yeah. R.I.P. Taylor Hawkins. Yeah, no, I mean, obviously I was mad because how could you not like the Foo Fighters? But at the same time, it just makes me sad because the Foo Fighters were, like, I think 5 years ago started being considered dad rock, and I think they still are. And I'm like, damn, I'm only 31.
See, I think... And I haven't really listened to much early Foo Fighters just because I've never actually really been a fan. And like, I feel like I only hear their newer stuff. There is one song that I like. I don't remember the name of it right now, but I was just thinking, I was thinking about it while I was driving over here. They do remind me of dad rock. And not that I don't like dad rock. I'm super into like classic shit, but like, it makes me cringe. I don't know why. Foo Fighters do just make me cringe a little bit. And like, not in like a, you're making me cringe, but I like you still.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. Wow. Damn, well, I don't feel that way, but it's okay. We can have a difference of opinion.
No, we can't.
No. You want me to admit, even though I've seen them like 10 times, that I don't like them? But I will say that their more recent stuff has not been great. Like there's like a there's like a few songs and I'm like, they're never going to match those songs.
Right.
And I feel bad to say that, but it's true.
Have you listened to the new Green Day album?
I tried. What? You don't like it?
What do you mean you tried? Like you tried and you hated it?
I tried and it just didn't pique my interest. You like the new Green Day album?
Yeah. You're
Wow.
really trying to tell me that it's not good?
I'm not telling you it's not good. I'm just telling you it didn't keep my attention. I'll give it a shot. I was like, honestly, and I'll keep it real. I'm sorry. I was just like, who cares about this anymore? And I was like, I don't care. And so there we go. Now you know how I feel about the Foo Fighters.
Sorry, I just got really sweaty and angry.
So
Okay,
you
no, it's
thought
fine.
it was great? You thought it was great?
Yes, I fucking thought it was great. It sounded like goddamn Green Day, and I feel like the last few albums didn't sound like Green Day.
I'll check it out.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Right after this, that's what you're doing.
As I pack up.
As you pack up, you're gonna be listening to some Green Day because that's just good as fuck.
All right. Well, that's enough for this week.
Yeah, I'm sick of you.